Is the copying done so far? Second, is material, but not pervasive. But not pervasive. Material, but not pervasive. Okay, please tell me, have you finished copying this much? Okay, please concentrate on copying. Thank you. Okay. Pay attention. I hope you have revised auditing before coming here. The entire auditing that I completed with you all. You have revised everything? Okay, fair enough. Keep on revising, then I'll take revision lectures also. So that will be when it will be closing your exam. I'll be taking some lectures then. So before that, we need to study properly and we need to finish it off. Now, there were some 10 standards remaining. So my today's target is to complete 10 standards so that we get through with the auditing standards part, and then the next lecture we can proceed with some other topic. This was the only topic that I had started, but as you know, this is the lengthiest topic and it carries so much weightage in exam. So we were discussing auditing standards when we completed last. From there, I'll begin once again. Today I have to finish off 10 standards, out of which the first one and the very important one is SA705. Expected in November exam because of the standard being completely new. You can see the date when it has come, and this was the first year where they had asked in May 14 paper in CA final. So in IPCC it is highly expected in November paper. Okay. So IMP standard, the one which I am going to do, the first one, this is 705. After that, one more is there, 706. Both of them are equally important. I have written the entire content. As soon as you see the name, just copy paste it down. You know, the way I have written it, same way you have to write in the exam, exactly same content. So this may come for at least 5 to 10 marks in exam. What is it? Let us just try to understand. Modification of auditor's opinion. In the last, I had taught you all that how many different types of opinion an auditor can give. 4 types of opinion, okay? Out of which, can you just name those 4 opinion? Unqualified, qualified, adverse, disclaimer. Okay. Will you spend 1 minute in reading the meanings of all those 4 opinions? Will you spend 1 minute? Please read them. What I had made you all write. And now it is concentration required. Okay. Nobody will talk now. You know that if you concentrate, we can do so many things. Yeah, so just take 1 minute and please read through. Okay. So in the unqualified opinion, what do you observe? What have you written? There is true and fair view in unqualified opinion. Is there true and fair view in qualified opinion? Acha, true and fair view is there in qualified opinion, but it is subject to certain exceptions. Okay, it's not, answer is not no, it is subject to certain exceptions. What about adverse opinion? Is there true and fair view? Okay, what about disclaimer opinion? You can't conclude only whether there is true and fair view or not. Okay, so this standard is just an extension or just an addition to what we have studied in 700. The more than 80% of the contents of this standard are exactly same as what you have written in 700. So there is nothing great in this standard. The only thing is that here you have to understand the meaning of the term. What is modification of opinion? What do you mean by modification of opinion? See, modification of opinion implies that in the earlier year, I'll just write a small example here. In the earlier year, suppose if an auditor had issued unqualified opinion in his audit report, okay, and suppose this year, now in the current year, he wants to say that I want to give a qualified opinion. Or in the earlier year, this is one scenario. The second scenario will be that in the earlier year he had issued a qualified opinion, unqualified opinion, and now this year he wants to give an adverse opinion. So whenever he gives any opinion which is other than the unqualified opinion, I will call it as what? Modified opinion. So in this standard, what we have to understand, what do you mean by the term modification of auditor's opinion in independent audit report? Okay, very new standard, it has just come in 2011. Companies for the first time have started following these standards, like this one and the subsequent one, the next one, with effect from 1st of April 2012. So this was the first year when it just got introduced by ICAI, and then companies have started following thereafter. So if an auditor is issuing an unqualified opinion, I would say that this unqualified opinion in the audit report, the unqualified opinion in the audit report is called as unmodified opinion. Okay, it is called as unmodified opinion. But when an auditor tries to give another opinion which is other than the unqualified opinion, it can be a qualified opinion, it can be an adverse opinion, or it can be a disclaimer of opinion, DO, disclaimer of opinion, then in that case I would say that it is a modified opinion. So this SA, this auditing standard, deals with modified opinion in the audit report. A modified opinion can be either a qualified opinion. So here I will not be speaking on the unqualified opinion at all. I will be speaking either on the qualified opinion, adverse opinion, or disclaimer of opinion. This standard just communicates only two things. Number one, it communicates what do you mean by modified opinion, and number second, it communicates that what is the difference between qualified, adverse, and disclaimer. And such type of things we have also noticed, or we have also seen in SA 700. So the same points will be repeated here, but with some extra points here. Like, what do you mean by modified opinion? A modified opinion can be qualified, adverse, or a disclaimer of opinion. Now when I am saying I am giving a qualified opinion, let's speak on, so this page is only on the qualified opinion part. When an auditor expresses qualified opinion, it means that the misstatement is there. See, it means the misstatement is there and it is material misstatement. Do you know, first of all, what do you mean by the term misstatement? Yeah, what do you mean by the term misstatement? Misstatement means frauds, misstatement means errors. See, you've forgotten everything, okay? Misstatement means what? Frauds, it means errors. So when I say that the fraud is there or an error is there, but it is material also. Material means what? What do you mean by material? It is vital for the management. It is important for the management. So when the misstatement is there and it is material, but it is not pervasive. Now this word is slightly new. I have written the meaning here. Something which is not severe, something which is not conclusive is called as what? Pervasive. So when the material misstatement comes into picture, it is there, but it is not that much pervasive, then an auditor will issue a qualified opinion. What do you mean by qualified opinion? So the moral of the whole story, there is true and fair view. Some people said, no sir, there is no true and fair view. So I am writing it here that there is true and fair view in qualified opinion, but it is subject to certain exceptions. You remember I have given you some examples of exceptions also there. Like for example, when you are getting government grant, in that case you have to charge depreciation on the reduced cost of the asset, not on the original cost of the asset. So if a management is charging depreciation on the original cost of the asset, then can I say it is not following accounting standard 12? What will the auditor do? He will qualify his audit report. But other than that point, so except that point, everything else in financial statements will be true and fair. Please understand, other than that point, everything else in the financial statements will be true and fair. So this is what you have to follow when I'm talking about which opinion? Qualified opinion. But when it comes to giving a disclaimer or giving an adverse opinion, first you should look at this chart, okay? Misstatement is material, misstatement is also pervasive. Now look here, misstatement is material, it is not pervasive. So when it is not pervasive, it is not that severe, then you will say it is qualified opinion. But when I say that the misstatement is there, it is material, okay, so here also it is material. But is it pervasive here? No, it is not pervasive here. But if you look here, it is pervasive. That means a very severe misstatement. It can affect the brand image of the company. It is that severe type of misstatement. So when an auditor expresses disclaimer of opinion, it means that there is misstatement, and misstatement is material also, and misstatement is pervasive also. You already know what is disclaimer, so I am not writing disclaimer of opinion is given when an auditor is not able to obtain sufficient and appropriate auditor. That you already know. I am writing something which is not mentioned in 700. So when I am saying disclaimer of opinion, so the misstatement is material, misstatement is pervasive. I have written here that an auditor can't conclude on the true and fair view. Why he can't conclude on the true and fair view? You will tell me the reason. Because he is not able to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidence. Have you understood this point? Okay, but when it comes to giving an adverse opinion, again the same point implies that whenever I am talking about adverse opinion, there is misstatement, but misstatement is material also, it is pervasive also. But here it is that type of adverse misstatement where auditor cannot even conclude on the true and fair view. There is no true and fair view at all. Can you give me one example when will an auditor give adverse opinion? When there is fraud, or can I say when the going concern assumption gets affected? Okay, so when there is a fraud or the going concern concept gets affected, there are severe adversities. It is possible that the management may have to shut down in the near future. So what will the auditor say? He will issue an adverse opinion. But this is only for the sake of standard. Practically, I'll tell you, honestly, I've seen very limited number of audit reports which give an adverse opinion. Most of the audit reports either qualify the report or mostly they give what? The unqualified opinion. So very few audit reports are such which will also give an adverse opinion. Okay, but now since you are modifying the opinion, okay, before I proceed with the next point, please tell me what is this? What are the three different types of modified opinion? Qualified, adverse and disclaimer. So whenever an auditor is modifying his opinion, please try to understand that in that case, if an auditor is giving a modified opinion, he has to give a reason for his modification. So whenever an auditor modifies his opinion, he has to express reasons for modification. Though I have written this point here, but when I will teach you company law, that company audit chapter, under section 227, this point again gets repeated, that when an auditor gives an opinion, he has to give reasons. That means he has to justify his opinion. Why he has given that opinion, that even section 227 requires an auditor to state. That means what? Whenever you are modifying your opinion, of course you will have to tell this to the shareholder, what was the reason for modifying such opinion. So when an auditor modifies his opinion, he has to express reasons for modification, and for that he will have to introduce a small new paragraph in his audit report. Okay, a small new paragraph in his audit report is called as the basis of modification modification para. It is called as what? The basis of modification para. It is just given below the opinion para. So suppose if I tell you the audit report will look like this, okay? If the audit report looks like this, then in that case, first thing you will write your opinion, okay? First thing you will write your opinion. And suppose if you are modifying your opinion, tell me, if you are writing your opinion, you are following which standard? But if you are modifying your opinion, now you will follow 705. You know, when 705 was not there prior to 2011, all these points which I am writing in 705 are actually the points of 700, okay? But since 705 has come, now these points have been shifted to 705, which is a new standard. That's the only thing, that's the only difference. Rest all things are exactly similar as they were earlier. So when you are modifying your opinion, you have to give a small paragraph in your audit report, and that paragraph is called as what? Basis of modification para. Have you understood this point? Okay, so if this is your audit report, you will give a small paragraph. Here you will give the reason. That means you will try to justify here why you are modifying your opinion. Have you understood this point? The standard is done. Can you please read it once yourself? It's done. So highly expected standard, please do it properly. Whatever things I am telling you, make sure that you're doing it. Everything comes in the exam.